Diamonds, once thought to be the tears of God, are the most coveted stone in the world. And for over a century, the world's diamonds came from Brazil. The Estrada Real was built by the Portuguese crown to transport and tax these precious gems, and holds many new treasures today. My name is Thomas Nagin, and I'm a mineral explorer. For the last 35 years, I've traveled the world in search of the finest gems, crystals, and minerals. Now, I'm taking you along with me. It's humid in here. We'll visit some of the richest mines and discover just what it takes to unearth these natural treasures. It's going to be one heck of an explosion. It's okay. Come on. Brazil covers nearly half of South America, roughly the same size as the United States, and is one of the most mineral-rich countries in all of the world. But Brazil's history is perhaps richer than its mineral wealth. For over 2,000 years, diamonds were only known to India, but that changed with the discovery of Brazilian diamonds in 1725. And since 1867, South Africa has ruled the trade. But the effects of Brazil's diamond rush can still be seen throughout the country today. In 1844, a new deposit was discovered in the Chapada Diamantina, attracting thousands of fortune seekers whose riches built the nearby town of Linsois. But by the end of the century, the diamonds were exhausted, and Roy Funch helped put Linsois back on the map.
I said, wow, this is it. This is the place.
And you fell in love with it right away,
It was love at first sight, really.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, wow, this is in the U.S. It'd be a national park. So these guys who were then governors and senators for the state, I took these people out and showed them their state, their waterfalls, always selling the idea of a national park. And they liked the idea. I was director of the national park, and the driver and the guard and the secretary. They just gave me a 38 and a badge and a Jeep and said, go get them. And I just spent my time spreading the word.
Today, Linsois serves as the gateway to the park and is largely known for its hospitality and colonial architecture. But there are still diamonds to be found in the area, and a few dedicated miners committed to the hunt.
Diamonds were, of course, here originally.
Yeah.
And you can probably, if you work it, you probably still find one today, because they come down with the floods,
right? And
they just appear whenever they want to.
Uh-huh. Does he still look for diamonds then?
Yeah, he's
a little bit.
Yeah,
that's what it sounded like. ¿Cuántos años tiene você?
86.
86 years old. Wow.
Yeah. Doesn't look it, but he is. He's really in good shape.
In good shape. He's been working all of his life looking for diamonds. Linsois is also home to a handful of remaining artisans who work the stones using techniques passed down over the generations.
Originally, these machines were run water mills. This is a more modern shop, but the equipment itself is from the old days.
Before the diamond is faceted, he puts it on this little wheel here, and he preforms it. He puts it into the rough shape of the faceted stone. So first the stone is preformed, and then it's set into this machine here, where he can calibrate the different angles that are on there. He's trying to get every facet just right. A facet is one of many polished surfaces of a cut gemstone. So he'll cut it on the wheel. And when he gets that first face right, then he turns it and cuts another angle on it. Every diamond that's cut has a number of different angles that are cut that gives it its brilliance. See. Now what we have here is we have the rough diamond. That's how they naturally occur. And they call them diamantes here. The two in the front have been faceted or cut and polished, and they call them brillantes. While the modern-day diamond trade is small, it continues to exist, and it was fascinating to get a glimpse into the industry that put this place on the map so long ago. Now, this area is known less for its diamonds and more for its scenic beauty. The Chapada Diamantina National Park is a top destination for ecotourism and one of nature's finest preserves. Beautiful up here. A connection to these scenic vistas dates back to the native Indians and is reflected in the legends passed down through the generations. According to local lore, the king's daughter fell in love with a native son. The star-crossed lovers intended to run away together, but when word got out, the king's men chased him up the mountain. Surrounded with no place to go, he said,
Eu prefiro entregar o meu corpo à minha mãe, porque a minha alma já pertence a Deus.
As the story goes, he landed on the ledge below, fooling the would-be captors who thought he'd jumped to his death. Instead, he released the men's horses and escaped with the princess. Covering more than 1,500 square kilometers, the park is a geographical wonder, where nature has carved spectacular landscapes above and below. The Touhina Cave is famous for its unique limestone formations and rare mineral crystallizations. This is a formation of calcite with an aragonite spray inside of it. Really pretty. It's over 2 kilometers to our destination, the largest underground hall in all of Chapada, but there are interesting formations all along the way. These stalactites here, what look like stalactites, are actually calcite formations. This is calcium carbonate or a calcite, and they grow about 1 centimeter every 30 years. Really neat looking. If you're a calcite collector, you'd probably like one of these, but we're not allowed to touch them. We've walked and crawled and scooted to get here, but now we're in the largest underground hall in all of the Chapada Diamantina. It's 100 by 200 meters in size. So let's go take a look at it. We worked hard to get here. The world of minerals is vast and varied, and largely the result of time and pressure. In today's society, we know a thing or two about pressure, but what about taking our time? In places like this, the effects of time are all around, and you can't help but slow down and really soak in the wonder of it all. The mineral formations throughout the park are one of the many attractions, including the area's rich history, which has not been forgotten. Gold and diamonds were once found in the mining village of Iga-2. This lagoon is said to have produced as much as 2 liters of diamonds a month. This is one of the branches of the Iga-2 mine, and this goes back almost 700 meters through solid rock, and this is where they've worked for 3 generations. While the diamond industry brought wealth to Portugal, it came at a heavy price for those working in the mines. Diamond mines throughout Brazil were largely operated by slave labor, and even though slavery was outlawed in 1888, slave-like conditions persisted much longer in areas as remote as Iga-2. Today, the mine is open to the public, and the 45 clay sculptures located deep within serve as a memorial to the miners who paid the ultimate price. Brazil's mining history isn't limited to the Chapada Diamantina. South of the park, in Rio de Contas, is an extension of the famed Estrada Real, or the King's Highway, a colonial-era road that was used to carry gold and diamonds south to the coast for transport to Portugal. For more than 300 years, Portugal reigned over Brazil, and this road was crucial in funding the defense and expansion of the Portuguese Empire. I've known John for about 15 years. He's a longtime resident of Brazil, historian, and a fellow mineral dealer. John, we're actually standing on the original King's Highway, right?
Yeah, this is the original King's Highway. Apparently, this is the best preserved section.
So what was the King's Highway used for?
Well, obviously to bring supplies in.
Right.
In the early 1700s to take out the gold. That was the first discovery here. And then in the 1800s to take out the diamond. And to control the movement so that it could be taxed, and they made sure it went to Portugal because a lot of it could be diverted to other places. This appears to be original.
Brazil is the world's leading producer of sugar. The local drink is made from sugarcane juice, so my crew and I gave it a shot. This is the most popular drink in Brazil. It's kind of like the tequila of Brazil. Have you ever had cachaça before?
I don't remember if I have, which is probably not a good sign.
To Brazil.
To Brazil.
To Brazil.
Saluja.
Yeah, no suave. No suave.
No, it's good.
Strong.
No, that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. I can see why they sit around and drink it. It's good. From Rio de Contas to Montes Claros is just over 8 hours by car. I'm headed to see an old friend, Mercedes, who's the only female mineral dealer that I know of here in Brazil, and she's got some of the finest quartzes in Brazil. I don't want to say too much, but I like it. Looks like she's got some great stuff this time. I can't wait to start picking it out. Let's see what the prices are, though. Ese todo es natural.
Tudo.
Okay. She's saying that I need to buy the whole lot. She says it's better for her. But not necessarily better for me. The lot is comprised of smoky quartz and citrines, a quartz variety characterized by its yellow hue. A lot of people really like the citrine, and the smoky also, and it's pretty desired, so I'm kind of tempted to buy the lot. This is a really nice citrine. I like this one quite a bit. It's a good size piece. It's got nice color, and this will be an easy one to sell. I really like these because not only are they similar to the Arkansas quartz, they're a little less expensive too. While it may be less expensive, Mercedes drives a hard bargain.
Mas ela tem qualidades fantásticas.
Okay, a ver. Voy mirar bien. I just bought this great lot of polished quartz from Mercedes. I really love these. I think it's a great buy, and I'm really happy with them.
I gotta
In Brazil, quartz is easy to come by, but if it's diamonds you're after, you've got to be willing to dig a little deeper. Diamantina is the birthplace of Brazilian diamonds. First discovered in 1725, these gems established Portugal's diamond monopoly. The city itself shows the influence of the crown in its well-preserved architecture. The discovery prompted an extension of the Estrada Real, which was originally built in 1697 to transport gold. Soon, Diamantina became the northernmost point of the King's Highway.
Yeah, this specific section here is called the Camino de Escravos, so Slaves Highway, because it was built by slaves and they supplied the labor for the diamond and gold mines surrounding Diamantina.
The slaves and other traders would hide things underneath the road so they didn't have to pay taxes. And much of this road was torn up afterwards looking for these valuables. The road was controlled by agents of the crown, and the rush for diamonds nearly wiped the industry out. But as Roy says, you'll never find that last diamond, and the hunt continues today. Here what they're doing is they're taking the big rocks out with those pitchforks, and then they've made a low area down here, which is like a sump pump, and they take the material down here, and that's what it's sucked up to the top to separate the diamonds out of. This is the material that they've just pumped up from down below. And what they do, hay que buscar diamante grande. You gotta look for big diamonds in here.
Okay, yeah.
Ah, okay. It's harder than it looks. And even with the right technique, you have to be lucky to find one on your first day. That was hard work just for a short time, but it was fun looking for diamonds. You never know what you're gonna find. Fortunately, I know a guy. Chion is the main mineral dealer in Diamantina. At his shop, he sells a variety of Brazilian minerals, including diamonds. So these here are natural diamonds. These are beautiful.
Tudo bom. Isso aí.
Those are ideal for collection.
Okay.
Essa aqui não dá.
We'll pencil.
Eu tô falando preço.
These diamonds have been polished, but not faceted. 4.56 carats. After the diamond is formed, it settles in what is called an alluvial conglomerate. He's going to test it for us. That means it's a real diamond. A thermal conductivity tester confirms a diamond's authenticity or your husband's integrity. Oh, that's a diamond, yeah. Diamante de verdad. Today, Diamantina has a new claim to fame. Characterized by long, thin crystals, laser quartz is exclusive to Brazil. Now here is a laser quartz. The source is located just south of Diamantina in the small village of Cabo Saco. It's like stepping back in time. The miners here stay in small shacks and live off the land, growing their own fruits and vegetables. I call these guys the laser cowboys. This is what collectors lust after. Buying straight from the source ensures that more money goes directly to the miners. An added bonus, I get to see the best pieces first and have the opportunity to truly understand where these pieces come from. Deixando lá.
Fechado.
Fechado. Set.
Fechado.
Okay.
Tá
bom. Ah, you can see the coffee beans. Oh, look, this is just full of coffee beans. Fresh coffee isn't just a luxury for the miners. Brazil is the world's largest producer of coffee, and even small farms can make some extra income.
Saludos.
He says it's the hole that he's digging in is really narrow. It goes down about ¿cuántos metros? 20?
20.
About 20 meters, about 70 feet down. He says it's very small. He doesn't think we can get these big cameras in. We could only take a small camera in. That sounded like a challenge to us. And with that, we started a steep climb up the mountainside. Pedro was explaining to me that this small vein of quartz, if you follow it, you'll run into the crystals. It goes from the top up here all the way down. Down we go.
Está bajando, Iván.
It wasn't as easy as Pedro made it look, with only a thin rope to cling to and a deep, dark hole below. This is awesome down here. He uses a drill and he uses a hammer for breaking the rock. Boy, this must be hard work. About 7 stories down, we found water, which meant we were finally at the bottom. See?
Maior.
Oh, okay. Here's a hole up here that he took another nice cluster out of. He says there's a big hole down there that he's getting ready to get into. And it's like, he says he can have a fiesta down there. It's so big. I've been down a lot of tunnels, but I'm still always excited to see where these natural wonders occur, even if it takes a little extra work to get there. Oh, halfway up. I can feel the air getting fresher. Boy, that was a good workout. It's nice to breathe fresh air. Wow, what a great view from up here. Nice breeze. And you can see Cabo Saco, the whole little village from here. It's the people and the places that are the true treasures of Brazil. And it's always an honor to be welcomed into their homes. Likened to the color of the sun, Imperial topaz is unique to Brazil and its most coveted mineral. The Copão mine, just outside of Ouro Preto, is one of the world's last remaining Imperial topaz mines. It's a really high-pressure hose. They dump the material and then they wash it down. I could use this type of pressure in my shower. So here the material flows through here and it's slowly washed and rolled around so the rocks are separated from all of the mud, and then it's dumped into the conveyor, and there they can sort it, and they look for the topaz. There are 3 people that are looking for the topaz. If it goes by one, the second one will catch it. If it goes by the second one, the third one will hopefully catch it. Then anything that's left over is just thrown away. So when they find a topaz, they take it and they put it in this tube here. There it's stored until the end of the day, and then they take all the topaz back to the office and they put it under a key. These markers are trying to preserve the history of the King's Road, the Estrada Real. Now, this here is showing that the King's Highway runs onward to Ouro Preto, one of the most beautiful cities in Brazil, and our next destination. Ouro Preto was the first capital of Minas Gerais, Brazil's most mineral-rich state. Founded in the 17th century, this colonial mining town got its name from the black gold found in the hills. When the pioneers first came here looking for gold, what they looked for was the peak Itocolome. They knew that then they were right near Ouro Preto and near the richness of black gold. The gold got its name from the black coating of iron oxide that surrounded it. Here are the 3 main colors of Imperial topaz: cognac, champagne, and peach. Now, the cognac is the most expensive. It's $92,000. When they're really clear areas that are in the crystal, many times they'll cut them into jewelry. As you can see here, there's some beautiful rings that are set in gold, and they're very desirable to most people. But what I like are the natural crystals. And you can see some really large ones down here. Many of them have very large, clear, jimmy areas. This is the best one I've seen here on Ouro Preto so far. From here, the Estrada Real continues down to Rio de Janeiro and Paraty, where Brazil's riches were shipped to Portugal. We've seen some great Imperial topaz here in Ouro Preto, but now let's go take a look at one of the finest pieces I've ever seen in a private collection. Alvaro Lucio is a rock star in the mineral community, and it's a rare treat to view his private collection.
I work at home. This is my office. And I work until today, being 90 years old.
You're how old?
90.
90 years old? Oh, wow. Congratulations. I hope I lived that long.
You do.
Yeah. You've spent much of your... Wow, you have some fabulous pieces here.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the pieces?
Yeah, for instance, this is a very important piece.
I was just looking at that, yeah.
Yeah, it's a red scheelite. This is considered the best scheelite especially in the world.
Well, I can believe it. It is lovely.
It's very uncommon, the red color.
Yeah, and to have two crystals hooked together like that. You don't see a pretty Schorl tourmaline like this with clear quartz very often, do you? Schorl, a black tourmaline.
Yeah, that's why I bought that piece. It's the only one I saw. You have been there.
This is probably the nicest piece that I've seen from Cabo Sacco. It's a cluster. There's two crystals together, and they're clear from the top all the way down to the bottom, just like ice. Huh? This is one of the most delicate minerals that you'll find. A natural rutile, but it's so very fine, the crystals. So very delicate.
I was called by telephone and the guy said, look, I have a piece here which I cannot send to you. You have to come here, it's very delicate. I went there with my wife, my late wife. I lost my wife in December. She brought that in her hands from the mine to Belo Horizonte.
All the way from the mine?
All the way from the mine to Belo Horizonte, because it's very delicate.
That's a long trip.
It's a long trip.
Now here is a very special piece up here. May I pick up? This is a beautiful Imperial topaz. This piece here is so unusual, not only because of its clarity, but also because of its color. How much do you think a piece like this might be worth?
It's hard to tell.
But you wouldn't cut this, would you? No.
I shot whoever cuts it.
I understand, because it's so hard to get a natural specimen with this type
This quality, yes.
of quality, yeah, and this type of gemminess.
With every great mineral is a great story. And that's what being a mineral explorer is all about. It's not just collecting rocks, it's also collecting and sharing the stories behind the stones. If you want to see more episodes or check out our mineral collection, click the link in the description. And of course, like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mineral Explorers.